I was traveling for a short while. I returned, and then we got together. And he said something passive aggressive like nobody will be in a band with me, and
I was sulking.
Let's
just be honest.
It was really pathetic, and I was just like,
you know what? In the corner.
I'm gonna get this guy
Nobody
in
likes
a band.
me.
You'll see. And he was like, yeah, whatever, dude. Everybody else says that.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm Jay Ingersoll.
What up, Jay? It's your boy Modd. What are we doing today?
Today, we invite Fedaykin onto the show. So welcome to the show, fellas.
Hello.
Appreciate it.
Good to have you.
So I know James and I have been in communication for 8 months trying to make this happen.
Yeah, it seems like longer.
Yeah. But we finally made it happen, and I'm glad, actually, at this point that it did happen because I did get to see you guys at Heart on Your Sleeve Fest.
Yes.
So we're first introduced to you guys when you sent in a song for a reaction.
Yeah. Yep. Keter.
Yep.
Yep.
So you sent in Keter. That was reaction. It was episode 124, reaction 22. So it gave me the initial reaction of what I thought of you guys' stuff on that show. And sometimes when you listen to certain things, they need to kind of grow on you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for you guys, that's my style. Like you guys' style lends to I need to listen to it more than once.
Right.
Then I seen you all live, and I was like, man, you guys fucking rip, dude. Like
Thank
I
you.
was super impressed after that. Not saying the song was bad or anything, you know,
Right.
I enjoyed
loved it.
the song. But I think sometimes when you have something different in your head, because I've heard you guys' name multiple times, because you're supposed to do Heart on Your Sleeve Fest too, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So I was actually supposed to play with you guys that night,
Right.
so I was looking forward to that. But seeing you guys and then listening to the song, now listening to the album, fucking really enjoyed it. You guys are your own thing, and I really, really like it. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
before we get into that, just shout out to our sponsor, Dave Stark at Stark Real Estate. They do real estate right. Click the link below to handle all your real estate needs. Tell them Metal Maniacs sent you. And I will give you guys a little feedback before we get into this, if you don't mind. And I don't want you to take anything I say in the wrong way, because I was thinking about how to word this, because I'm just a metal guy. Like, I'm looking for the grind. I want the death metal. I want the in-your-face, whatever, right? So when you guys kind of tiptoe into this metal world, I was thinking that you guys were something different. And then, but when I got to enjoy you guys for what you are, I think that's when it really finally hit me. So I don't want you to think, just because I say, I don't think you guys are a metal band. Like, you're very, very close. You're like tiptoeing, knocking on the door and running away kind of thing. Sometimes, you know, a little bit of double bass from Matt. Guitar tone on Raph's kind of more of like the fuzzy type of tone. Like if you cranked Tube Screamer 6505 high gain, you guys would be like a fucking super heavy metal band. But that's just not the sound you guys have, right? And we threw a few little things around before the show, and I'll let you have your stab at it, Nick. But you know what? As I'm listening to this album, I'm hearing everything from CKY with like some of the kind of, you know, fucking.
This guy's been saying that for months. And
Darren,
years.
you sound like, I think Darren Miller is his name.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's them effects on the guitar, the Octavator and stuff.
Yep.
Clutch, obviously, kind of clutch like that. Let's see, what else did I hear on there? I would say like an adjacent roundabout way, Tool. Like just a lot of the bass driven.
I've loved Tool forever.
I see that. Yeah,
I can hear some of, especially early Tool.
Some of those circular melodies, like you're just kind of wow.
Yep.
Tool will do that, especially on like a eulogy or something. But yeah.
And then another one that I heard some Rage Against the Machine.
Oh
yeah.
Tom Morello was like my icon growing up as a
Okay.
kid. So when I started Charles the Osprey way back when, it almost was like a Rage Against the Machine cover band to begin with, before we started realizing that we had our own thing. And I wore the guitar high, like super duper high.
Nerd.
Like it was like above the balls, above the stomach.
Yeah,
It was
just
like-
Above the dick or below the dick?
it was in heaven, you know, like,
Way up there.
all the way up
Yeah.
here.
Like I can chew on that 12th fret. Just
Right, exactly. And I play most of the songs are in drop D, Rage Against the Machine.
Okay, cool. Then I'm not that far off.
No,
then.
pretty
Okay,
close.
cool. But your vocals are heavy as fuck. They're like metal vocals over some of this kind of like clutch indie rock. Some Henry Rollins because a lot of the talking, like that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But dude, I absolutely love it. It's unlike anything I've really heard before. I mean, obviously I don't venture down this style of music. I'm sure there's bands out there that are adjacent, but after taking in your album a handful of times, seeing you guys live and taking it all in, this is why this is perfect for the interview, because I get you guys now and I understand what you're doing. So it makes a lot more sense to me.
Sweet,
you guys fucking rule. Love the album. And then what about you, Nick? What do you want to say right off rip?
The only other band that you didn't mention to me is I always pick up on like Mastodon vibes when I hear some of those scales. I'm like, that's kind of like a Mastodon lick, which you guys don't sound like Mastodon end of day. I just felt like musically it was coming through to me. The clutch was mentioned. Maybe some either crowbar, just in the vocal, maybe if nothing else, but just some of that straightforward fuzz metal rock. I don't know what to call some of this stuff. It's a little bit older now, that style, but
I mean, it's the 90s influence. Like this is your wheelhouse, and I kind of grew attached to it. So
crowbar for sure.
Just some of those almost Southern blues metal riffs stand out to me too, and we just did an episode where we talked about this style of music, and I was like, that's so funny that we're having this band here today, and they fit in with the stuff that's going on in the Carolinas, in the Virginias. I'm like, wow, that's weird. So it's a perfect day for you guys to show up. I love the stuff that I was hearing musically and the tones, like it's not HM2, but it is that fuzzy distortion where it's, there's a lot of distortion going on. It's hard to explain, but it's not like you were saying the thrash death metal stuff where it's super polished and clean. You guys' stuff is way fuzzy and dirty, and I like it. And it is a style that I'm a little bit more attached to because I love bands like Queens of the Stone Age and Caius. And
probably my favorite right there.
Those are the things that I was also picking up on. Now you don't have those vocals, obviously. With James, you've got more of the screaming and the yelling, and I got to give it to Jay on noticing the talking. I was like, this guy's got
the spoken word.
Yeah, the spoken word was cool. I was like, this guy's got a talking voice that I could listen to. Like you should be doing books on audio, James.
I used to do spoken word around like the hookah lounges and stuff like that. Beep beep, cars drive by. It was fun.
That's cool.
That's kind of where I got my start as a lyricist, and then that kind of translated to all this, with a large space in between.
Well, we'll go into some of you guys' history. We'll start there. We kind of like to start from the ground up since this is your first time on the show. And before we get started, you just want to say your name and what you do in the band, just so when we start talking and getting into stuff, people can kind of acclimate your voice with the.
Yeah, my name is Rafael Ohli. I'm the guitarist. I'm from Grand Rapids. I've been playing music in the local West Michigan scene since 2000, maybe 98, 99. But I've been going to shows since 95.
Okay,
excellent.
Cool.
Yep. Met Younker, play drums, and I've been playing in the scene a few more years than Raph, and from Grand Rapids, same thing. Been going to shows probably since 95. And I think my first show out was opening for Hatebreed in 99, which is hilarious. Opened for Hatebreed like 4 times in a row, and then just got into it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool. What about you, James?
James Barbour. I provide lead vocals, and I've been involved in the scene kind of on and off since about 2005. But I've been going to shows, since 2000. I'd go see metal band and punk shows at like the Liquid Room and Skeletones when they had stuff upstairs in any basement that I could find. And then met Raph and started getting involved. Our first band was called Enso.
Okay, I've heard of that band.
Yeah. We that was back in like 05 to 07. Bear versus Sharky at the drive-in stuff. And I came from a hip hop. That's what I did afterwards. Sense. Yeah. It was Noblesville was after Enso. So and then after that, after Enso was Noblesville, and that was probably, let's say 2011.
He has a long unemployment history.
Yeah. So 2011.
No history of work.
Yeah, there was hip hop, and then there was nothing until Fedaykin. Honestly, the last thing I did was hip hop like 15 years ago.
Okay. So I heard you say, Raph, that Charles and the Osprey
Charles the Osprey.
The Osprey. Okay. I remember that name floating around back in the day because we used to play in a band called Infinite Design. So I don't even know. I want to say we've even played a show with you guys or something.
That's
or,
entirely possible.
Yeah.
I have a horrendous memory.
Yeah, me too. I mean, and if you played 200, 300 shows, whatever, whatever that looks like, you just kind of, they all blend together.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, people say, hey, I've seen you at that show. I'm like, okay, that's
Well,
great.
That sounds
also
like
a
nice
point
memory.
A point that we make often is day of show, musicians are always loading in, loading out. We don't really get to shake hands and bump elbows like people think.
Right.
We're talking to the venue promoter or the sound guy. We're getting set up and we're getting the fuck out of the way for the other bands. And then there's just music happening. There's all this noise. So have we crossed paths? Probably, maybe. But have we had time to kick it? Never. It's not like people think. We don't just all pal around and hang out back and burn one and drink. We don't have time for that. We're trying to get out of the way and let the other band play. And then there's just noise happening and you can't talk over it. If anything, we'll watch you. That's the best we can do. And sometimes we can't even do that, right?
Or say good show if possible or whatever,
Yeah,
but
right.
A lot of times
so fast.
Especially when you're kind of in your own shit too, right? Because you're like, I hope I don't fuck up. I hope my stuff gets up there. I hope my amp works. I hope these guys hurry up.
I hope I don't throw up before the set.
Yeah.
Did I sound like a dick? What do I say?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I said some horrendous things. I have some famous quotes that I get reminded of regularly.
Don't get us canceled here.
Yeah, right.
I appreciate that.
Oh no, it's just goofy, like egotistical stuff, like
guitar player stuff.
I made a tie-dye shirt at like a public museum one day with an ex-girlfriend, and somebody was like, "Where'd you get that shirt?" So I say, in a drunken haze, "I made this shirt. What'd you make?"
on stage
through the mic, like everybody thought it was hilarious, and I was just like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, they ate you for dinner that night.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Is that Jukes?
Yeah, that was Jukes.
Yeah. All right, so
R.I.P. Jukes.
Why don't you give us a little history then, whoever wants to go, about just the band Fedaykin? Because I've seen the other thing that I seen that you guys had was live at the Pyramid Scheme on 2/22/2020. And then when I went on to streaming, there's some other Fedaykin thing that's not you guys. What I'm going to start doing is on Amazon Music. When I look on the bands that come on the show, I'm going to start playing the other band that's named your shit on the Amazon Music so you can see what the other bands that are named your bands.
Oh, no.
I'm kind of fucked up that there's another Fedaykin. Like, that seems like a one of a kind. And it's a great name, by the way. I just want to say that. Fedaykin
that's on him.
That's a great name. I want to ask about it. I'll give that to you in a second. But we always have the water cooler name. Does your name pass the water cooler check? You go to work, hey man, have you heard of Fedaykin? No, I haven't. Tell me about Fedaykin. That's a word I can say at the water cooler. If I can't say your fucking band name at the water cooler, I kind of don't like your band. You're going to have to win me over harder. I don't want to do that. Just give me something I can say to my friend. Have you heard of Fedaykin? What's that? Oh, it's this cool metal band or metal adjacent alternative metal band that you might dig, whatever the descriptor is, but great band name. I love it. So James, maybe you want to tell us about the band name?
So the band name comes from the Dune universe. Go figure. Okay. I'm a big science fiction nerd, and so I grew up with my dad reading me those stories, as bedtime stories basically, and then I just got involved in the series growing up, and I just thought the word was cool. I always they're drug addicted warriors. That's what the word is, and I think the word is Arabic in origin, and I don't even want to try to. I think the meaning is like a warrior or a guardian of some sort. I mean, you could go all day with that, with what it means, but I thought it was cool. It's one word. I like one word bands.
Sure.
I don't want to do the 2007 thing where it's,
a sentence.
The arsonist killed all the girls.
A phrase.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
and
you will know us by the trail of the day.
Yeah, there's actual grammar.
Yeah,
involved.
Right.
Like,
yeah, there's punctuation.
Yeah,
And
right.
shit, yeah.
We put the douchebag in the freezer and prayed to it.
Yeah.
Next record.
Yeah. So yeah,
Thanks
it was.
for having us.
Yeah. So I like
see
the
our
word.
way out.
It just means like, because I'm a sci-fi guy. There's some sci-fi stuff in the lyrics and stuff like that. So it's it just means a lot. Even my dad wrote some lyrics for the band too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's
Love
a couple songs on
Nice.
there. You Can't Have This Knife and Zakaway Sits are his lyrics.
Okay.
So, which are
Awesome.
science fiction songs. So
Awesome. We'll get into those songs too. Well, if you guys are cool with it, we'll just, since you guys got basically the one album, we'll just break it down track by track if you
Yeah.
guys are good with that. Because we like to do that, especially when you're new on the show, or we go album by album, but having the one. But to go back to the original question, want to just tell us how Fedaykin came about?
Yeah,
How it started?
I'll key in.
Sure.
James and I went to high school together. I graduated 2002 in year 04.
03.
3. I always mess that up. And we had been going to shows together. We were in Enso together. And then during this long unemployment gap in his band history, he at some point, I was traveling for a short while. I returned, and then we got together. And he said something passive aggressive like, "Nobody will be in a band with me." And
Yeah. I was sulking.
It was
Let's just be honest.
It was really pathetic, and I was just like,
He was
"You know
just
what?
in the corner.
I'm gonna get this guy
Nobody
in a
likes
band. You'll see." And he was like, "Yeah, whatever, dude. Everybody else says that." So and then this happened. We
It
got
was a
it
bit more
together.
elegant than that. I think it was prove it. Like,
Yeah, prove it. So I did, and I was like, I'm gonna find a bass player and a drummer. And at the time, Matt and Nick, absent Nick, I love you. Our bass player couldn't be here today, but we did a Van Halen set where I did the entire first record, front to back.
Okay,
Damn.
wow.
I say I'm the only one that did it. My bad.
It's
Guitar
your
player.
idea.
It was my idea. So
It was a shocker.
I took that on, and then Matt signed on board, and then Nick signed on board, and then afterwards we were like, we got to start a band.
Yeah.
So then the dots just connected super easy because Ben, you're in Ben Hunter's band now too.
Yep. Brother Wolf,
Brother
yeah.
Wolf.
Yep.
So there's just a lot of incestuous interbandness
Big time.
going on in West Michigan.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, for sure.
so-
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I was sitting at work and he called me and he was like, "You want to do the first Van Halen record with me in August?" And I couldn't believe it. You know, for him, I was
Yeah,
like,
sure.
yes, absolutely, sign me up.
Nice.
So if I'm hearing this right, there is Fedaykin, and then within Fedaykin, there is a Van Halen tribute band.
Yeah.
If you so choose to pull it out for Halloween or otherwise,
Yeah,
You got some-
allegedly.
you got some
Or I
David
should
Lee
say-
Roth in you.
oh, I was not the vocalist for that.
No, he was not.
No, that part I got.
that was
but
Ben Hunter.
I just
Yeah, we
want
had
to
a-
see James do it though.
Yeah, right. I mean, the kicks. I think I can do the kicks.
The
For
Atlas
sure.
chaps.
Those two.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were doing what? It'd be Janie's crying and then working on riffs, and then
Yeah.
me talking about love, and then more riffs. And
Working on riffs.
Yeah, that's
it
awesome.
ca-
though.
yeah, real quick, we were like, it's gonna be a band.
Well,
So,
there was just so much chemistry and everything sounded great. Like, I take a lot of time and energy into my tone. So does Nick. So does Matt.
Sure.
So when we play together, it felt super natural. Once we find our volumes, it's just like, we complement each other. We're always kind of looking at each other. Nick knows how to key in with me. I know how to key in with Matt. A lot of times it'll be just two of us jamming when the third person will be like waiting to hop on board,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
so a lot of riffs got written that way.
Okay.
yeah, everything was written in the room. I don't think anybody really came with anything.
That's fun. I like
Which,
doing
yeah.
that a lot. Like
Yep.
or even if you got a riff, you start with a riff and they're like, okay, let's build it from there. Everybody in the room, let's throw them ideas around.
All our
That's
riffs
fun.
are our favorite riffs that
Yeah.
we pick. Like
Yeah.
they're
Hell
they're
yeah.
the important ones that we worked up, developed, put them in the song, kept them in the song, made them they created another life of themselves. Once they get in the context of the song, you say, I want to add a little thing here, a little thing there.
Yeah.
Before you
all
know
the
it.
little details.
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
all that translates into the record when you listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of small details, a lot of cool little timing things you guys do too that are very interesting that I have much respect for, because it's one of those things where it's almost like when you listen to Tool, you're like, that's not in some weird 7/8 or timing, but then it doesn't sound that way. But when you really break it down, you're like, there's some weird counting, and there's a lot of that going on here too.
Yep.
And I really like that, and I love how you fit into it too, because you got to know something about music to be like, that's a 5, dude. Don't fucking sing on that or whatever,
Yep.
right? Like. But Matt, now you play in multiple bands?
Yeah.
I mean, being a drummer, that should be an obvious question.
Yep. I'm drumming in 6 bands right now, and I think 4 are sort of active.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other 2 will be. It's just everybody's so busy with work and things. So,
Any of note that you want to plug at this
so
time?
I do Glassfield.
Okay, that's
with-
what I thought. Yep.
with
We had TJ on. Yeah,
was on.
yep, yep.
And Nick was in that band. He was the singer of that band. So when we started Fedaykin, it was great because he had quit Glassfield, and I was like, well, I'm not playing with Nick anymore. That's a bummer because I've known him since he was 17.
Oh, okay.
And then Raph was like, get Nick on board. Boom.
Yeah.
And that fixed that super fast. So what else do I do? The Apostles, which is kind of on hold right now.
Bros.
Ozenza, which I sing and play guitar in. And then
Well, that's a band name that's been around a minute.
that's the old band I'm in. Yeah.
It's an institution.
Yes.
You guys got any shows coming up with Ozenza?
Ozenza's doing Oigs Fest in
Okay, we're
April.
playing that with you guys.
Oh, okay, great.
Iron sharpens irons on that. So
Yep.
hell yeah.
Yep.
That's
So that'll be
badass.
cool. That's our first show in like 2.5 years.
Okay,
so.
cool. I was like, I know, but yeah, that's a name that's been around forever.
Yeah, we did a record right before COVID, and we're still finishing the record. The record's got long COVID, which is just the joke.
Been there.
Yeah.
Ours did too.
Yep.
Ours,
So it's a bummer, but we're getting it wrapped up, and we've had some lineup changes. But yeah, and then,
Cool.
Brother Wolf, that's the other one.
Oh,
I'm
Brother
drumming
Wolf.
in.
Okay,
Yep,
I've
yep.
heard the name, just never.
Yep. So our
I don't
singer
know.
and Brother Wolf was the Van Halen singer.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
that's Ben Hunter.
So
Yep.
essentially, the Van Halen turned into two original
Two-
bands,
okay,
which
cool.
Sweet.
was
Oh,
sweet. Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Love how that works. Obviously, like I said, when you're a drummer, you're going to be in multiple bands.
Oh man,
so,
drummer
you
with
know.
a van.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You're the guy. Everybody's
ours.
got your
Stay
number.
away.
Yep.
Everybody's got your number.
Practice is at my house.
I bet everybody's really nice to you.
Oh, seriously, I guard this man with my
Yeah,
life.
just carry those sticks around everywhere.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Get a
I
different.
must
kind of
say,
respect.
everybody's really nice to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you set yourself up for it. Real nice.
I see other bands look at him. I got to defend like, no,
Yes.
nope. He's.
Uh-huh.
And I start like getting close to him.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's.
He's busy.
Yeah, he's busy. He's a busy guy. Don't even ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
He's
wife
got
and
6 bands.
my wife and I had the conversation about a year ago where I think we're in enough because she does 4 of them with me. So,
Okay.
wow.
She does Glassfield too. Then,
yeah,
right?
she's
Okay.
Glassfield, Ozenza, The War Between, and Brother Wolf.
Oh, okay.
So she was doing Ozenza, and then sort of like the jealousy of bands. It's like I don't get it. And I was doing guitar in one and drums in the other, so 2 made sense. Glassfield became 3, and then it got like, what's going on?
Shoot,
Is-
yeah.
But then when she got asked to be in multiple bands, I think she was like, "Oh, this is great."
Oh, okay.
So
Sure.
just play my instrument and see what happens, And
Quick
Yeah.
question. Lucius Fox. No, it was Bronson Arm did a CD release in Kalamazoo. Was Brother Wolf on that
Yes.
bill? Okay, I
Yeah,
thought so.
Bells. Yep.
I was at that show, and I remember watching it. I'm like, the bassist is in Glassfield.
Yes.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yep.
I'm glad I have confirmation. Otherwise, she has a doppelganger.
Yep.
But
Yep.
good to know.
Yep.
Or there's just 2 of them, and then that's how you have multiple bass players and drummers.
Yeah.
Like he wish he had 2 of him or 3
Yeah,
of him.
we
you
wish
know,
we could
but,
clone ourselves
yeah.
sometimes for sure. Yeah.
So this band, after the Van Halen thing, what about timeline of this? Like before, right before COVID? Then is that
2018.
Yeah.
Oh, 2018. Okay.
Yeah. That is actually even 19
Okay.
because 18 is
think
when
we
we did
The record
Van Halen performed Van
was
Halen
18,
because that was released in 78.
Yep.
So
correct.
the actual Fedaykin core got together in early 19.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
And then we had put at least 7 or 8 songs together, and that's where we came to the February
Yep.
show in
Live at
2020.
Pyramid Scheme.
Literally
Okay.
like 1 month before
Yeah.
lockdown, COVID lockdown in Michigan. Yeah.
Okay. And then I see a lot of these songs are basically the same songs that are on the album.
Yeah, that was those are some of our core songs.
So fast. And they're
Yeah.
played ridiculously fast.
Are they? Okay. I,
We
I
were a
didn't
little
get chance-
excited on that day.
I didn't
Yeah.
get a chance to dive into them because I wanted to get the full feel of just the album. And knowing that those songs were older, were there any changes from those songs too by the time they got on the album?
Tempo.
Pretty minor.
Just tempo?
Changes,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I commend you for that because if I was playing the same songs 3 years later, I'd probably be changing the shit out of them.
Well, once we commit to a song, we're like, this song is awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we kind of just let it ripen and,
Yep.
That's kind of always been my motto. If I really want to write a new song, I'll just write a new song,
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
which I don't do well. So,
I think you do well.
Yeah. You
So,
I mean, I guess in quantity and volume.
So 4 years later, obviously we had the lockdown and everything, but
Mhm.
basically 4 years later, so you guys basically snuck this right in before lockdown because it was on 2/22, right?
Yep.
And then 4 years later, you come out with Wet Work.
Yep. So we had once lockdown kind of unlocked itself and people started feeling more comfortable being together in a room together,
Mm-hmm.
actually playing live together. That's kind of when the gates opened up again. We were able to add more songs. We added probably another 7 or 8.
Yeah,
and
I think we're up around 13 or 14.
14. I think we
total,
took
and
15 to the studio.
We
Yeah.
took 14 to the studio and cut
Okay.
one.
Cut 1. Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a pretty hard judgment call, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then yeah, here we are. So we
Okay.
released it digitally in 24.
Yep.
And then we got vinyls in 25.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just a few thoughts on the album before we dive in song by song. First things first, the production for your music is perfect. It's perfect. It's clean. It's
Shout
live.
out Taylor Hales.
Like
Yeah.
seeing you guys
Tay.
stand there and then listening to this record. It's perfect.
Sweet.
It's like I'm standing there next to you guys.
It's
Yeah, we
exactly
agree.
what we wanted.
I love it.
Yeah, you
Thank
guys
you.
really achieved the perfect production for the style of music. There was so much like depth in the drums and the bass clarity. Nick's bass playing, that's another story. But
So awesome, dude.
Monster.
Yeah.
just
Yep.
an incredible bassist. Hats off to Nick. He's the kind of bassist who he knows what he's doing on the instrument and he's in the mix.
Oh.
Couldn't ask for anything more. He got great tone. So shout out Nick. You're doing a great
And
job.
he pushes me vocally, always.
Oh, yeah,
and he
those
always
two-
helps push me vocally. Like he's always in his. It's like, okay, dial it back on this one, or now is where we should do this together. I mean, we really work well together. We
You guys do a lot of vocal
Yeah.
coaching to each other.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
So,
And-
and like you're always kind of your voices are part of your instruments.
Yeah,
you
yep.
know?
And I think there's a great. He's got the higher. He's got the higher pitch. I hit the mids, and I think there's a great call and response. I'm excited to work more on more of a call response type stuff with him because I love that. I love the whole difference of us. So it's fun.
Yeah, the production and the tones are great. I agree, Jason.
Yep. That was one of my notes. The bass tone absolutely rules
Mm.
on this. I mean, I love the tones of everything else, but sometimes the bass player can just disappear.
Mm.
Sometimes he's the superstar, but sometimes you're sit perfect. And I think that's right where Nick is in this.
That's all electrical audio.
Yeah. Taylor Hales is our angel. Like
Okay.
the guy made the whole record sound that way. He mixed it. He tracked it. He guided us through the whole process. We came pretty well prepared. Like we had all these tracks. We had our tones ready, all our new gear. Like you had new drum heads. Like we even he even tuned your drums. For
Yeah,
you.
we were I wanted to hire a tech because I don't pretend to tune
Oh,
perfectly,
sure.
and
Yeah,
then it fell
absolutely.
through, and he said, give me a half hour. And then now I've been there. We brought Glassfield there. Previous was Ozenza. And then I just was there last weekend with Brother Wolf. And you just go with loose heads. And I'm like, go,
Oh, okay.
do it.
Nice.
And then what room do you want him in? What's your mood this weekend? And he's like, here this weekend. Like, we just kind of let him go. And back before Steve Albini passed away, we had the option to work with him for Ozenza and Fedaykin, and he's running around, which is super surreal. He's just there.
Mm.
Passed us in the hallway. I was like, "Hey, was that what?" He's like, "Yeah, that
Yeah.
was him."
But
Yeah.
we legit, to save money, we were like, let's use one of the engineers, and then Taylor came down, and now it's like he's the guy I'm
He's
always
the
going
guy.
to go to.
Yeah. He did a fantastic
Yeah.
job.
Mhm.
This album actually absolutely rules. Now where's based out of where?
It's in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Cool. So what did that look like? You guys went down for multiple trips?
We did 4 days for the initial, like 4 10-hour days, and it's
Drums first.
Yep. Well, we went live with the intention of it's like, well, we could do vocals at home. I don't know how this is going to work. And then I just kept telling James, it's like, just go in the room, do as much as you want, and then don't feel like you have to keep anything. And he did most of them down there, right?
I think
mean,
I did. I'd want to say I did 70% of them down there.
We did a couple overdubs at my house and sent them down,
Yeah,
whether it be
to Nick.
guitar or
Yeah.
vocals.
And
But
then we came back for another
Yep.
one day
We
just to
did one
cap
day.
off like
Yep.
some overdubs and
Detail
things. Yeah,
stuff.
details.
That was a
Yeah.
big vocal day. I didn't talk for a couple days
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
that.
well, you came into it on vocal rest. You're
Yeah.
like, this is my big day.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know,
yeah,
'cause
5 days and then a mixed day and then a lot of mixing, like notes, like sending
Yeah.
mixes back.
two,
back and
two
forth.
big mix days, right?
Yeah, one in person.
One in person. Is that all we did?
Yeah.
Yep.
It feels like many days. of
But that
memories.
place is sweet. I mean, you park and we had the Airbnb, and it's like you don't really drive out of there till you're done. I mean, you're just there all day, every day.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
though.
And then I think the original intention was him and Nick would track, and then we'd just fix, punch mistakes. And then they ended up going back over and doing everything again, or
Mhm.
most everything.
So
What's amazing about this record, for all four of us, is that all four of us have multiple tracks on here that are our first take or a single
Mhm.
take.
oh wow.
Like we came into this super prepared. Even Taylor said aloud, like, you guys are 90% more prepared than other bands that come in here.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
which is
absolutely
funny
love that.
because it was my first time in a studio, let alone like
James is like, I got big boy pants on.
yeah,
Like,
seriously.
He's like, they let me in the band finally. I'm here, dude.
Literally, that's me.
Ref's like, does this prove it? Have we proven it?
Yeah, seriously.
Here, dude,
Like,
I said that.
that's exactly what it was.
The history of that place is overwhelming too, so you got to shut your brain off once you walk in.
Yeah, it's
Like,
a little
'cause-
intimidating.
Yeah, because everybody's been there.
Yeah.
And
So this is a 4-day stay in Chicago at an Airbnb,
Yep.
and you're just turning in every day,
Yep.
10-hour days. So hanging out in Chicago, cool.
Yep.
Recording an album, pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fucking dream
hanging
vacation.
out with your best friend.
Hanging out with your best
It's-
friends.
it's
Yeah,
the best.
that's
Yeah.
that sounds like a fucking awesome time.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
there was a lot of Modelo and
Yeah.
When
weed
can
involved.
I sign up? That's
Yeah.
what I want to know. I want to go do that.
Go there. I try to
Yes.
get everybody to go
Yeah.
there, and I'm
That's
bringing
awesome.
all my bands there
It's
for
sick,
the
dude.
foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And the only thing we missed out on was it was right after COVID, so we couldn't stay in the dorms upstairs because there's 2 studios on the main floor and then a common area upstairs.
Mm.
And just imagine the Ghostbusters firehouse.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
I tell everybody.
yeah,
You know,
that's a really good
where they're
analogy.
having shitty Chinese food and just talking about having no money.
Yeah.
That's what the upstairs is of this
Flipping
place.
through anime.
Awesome, man.
So you just hang out and then you can just go down and like at the time you could smoke cigarettes inside the studio, which was super weird. And it's like, it's the 80s. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super surreal. It's
That's
great.
awesome, man. But yeah, with that, all that production being said, fucking perfect production for you guys.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Thank you.
everything
Professional.
Yeah, it came right through. Like I said, it seems like I'm in
S
the
tier.
room. Great vocal diversity too on this as well
Thank
with you
you.
guys because you know you have the talking, you have the screaming, you have the mids, you got some lows on there. There's a lot of good vocal diversity, but you don't get so far into like vocal Olympic land. You don't really do any clean singing that's off-putting or like what the fuck? Why are you trying to do that
Cringe
type
shit,
stuff?
yeah.
Well, a lot of
Um,
times James feels out of place, like he doesn't belong here, and it's kind of a joke, but it's also not because he belongs here more than anyone. And sometimes we have to like check him, be like, whatever that was is too much. Or when he's feeling a little bashful, be like, dude, no, put the gas on,
Yeah.
go all the
Yeah.
way up because whatever you're doing is spectacular. Just have faith. Just send it.
Yeah,
So,
like get after it.
yes.
Yeah,
and
sure.
so everything that he's doing comes completely naturally out of him.
Yeah.
Like there's
Awesome.
nothing's forced.
I had to find my own voice really for this for Fedaykin. Like I didn't know what I was going to do for this initially. I know we were going to do something heavy, and I was going into it like, okay, this is going to be some Red Fang sounding stuff. Okay, maybe I'm going to try to sing a bit. But the minute that we started playing some heavier, like Keter was the second song we wrote, and that's when I was like, oh, so this is how I'm going to start screaming. And then I just started belting out. We go sweaty. I mean,
Yep.
we
Sweat
get out
boys.
of the, yeah. I mean, it'd be summer and we'd be steaming outside. So then I found the fry vocals. I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I think what is it? Carl Schubach from Misery Signals. That style. And I was like, okay, I can give that a try. So yeah, I had to find, and it was really cool to do that at the studio too, because I was able to push myself there. And and the whole, I knew I wanted to get some spoken word in there too, because of poetry and but a freckle in Saturn's eye, but yeah, I don't think it takes away from the aggression though.
No, it fits in there perfect. Like I would rather hear that and then you try to sing if you're not capable of doing that, and then it ends up on the record for diversity speak, and then it's like, why did you do that?
Yeah,
and you got to have ebb and flow anyway, and that goes for everybody in the band altogether. You can go nuts on the drums if you want to grind, but then you also want to be in the pocket and then just settle down. Same with guitar. You want to have a little bit. You want to go noisy, but then you want to go quiet. Everybody's got to have dynamics, and James, you did a great job of doing that as well too. So the spoken word is just another element where it's like, well, I don't really have the opera voice. Well, that's fine. Just give me something that you're not yelling at me 100% of the time. Thank you.
Right.
And I
or
love the
just
yell.
not being quiet because that would leave a lot of gaps.
It
too,
would,
right?
and I
Like,
get really self-conscious of that dry space, right, or that silence where I know that I could do something there. And the performing side of me really is like, well, do something or say something or make it, or just skip around.
Yeah, this is the first band I've been in 2 decades with just a stand-up singer, and I think, and you're the one.
Yeah, feed into that. Not enough vocalists feed into that uncomfortable space where they just got to shut the fuck up for 2 seconds and let Raph go or Matt go or Nick in that
Nick walk the dog.
Exactly. You do a great job on that.
Thank you.
On here. I noticed a few parts that kind of trail off, and I'm like, this fucking jams. And then I kind of noticed that you have tailed off a little bit, and I'm like, that's perfect right there.
Mhm.
But the lyrics, awesome. They make me think. I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, I can kind of discern, but I see there is a little bit of artsy fartsy shit on there.
Yeah,
like
there is. Yep.
Got to think about it with the metaphors. But I
Yep.
love that shit. Like, that's
The
for me.
lyrics
Like, I
are
want to take
part
it.
of the art form.
Yeah.
They're part of the whole thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
want to interpret it the way I want to
Yeah.
as well. I don't need
That's
you to
what I
hand
want you
that
to do with
me.
them.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, some people want to hand it to you.
Yeah.
This is what this means. No, I want to take out from the art what I want to
Yeah.
take from it, and you do a good job at lending that to me. So
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
um,
I wanted to put his lyrics on blast and like have people be able to read them and enjoy them and have them through a media. So I actually hand wrote them out in
It's
with
cool
white
as shit.
ink
Yeah.
on black card print paper, and we had it digitally scanned and it's in the insert in the vinyl. And
You
Awesome.
made your
Oh,
own
sick.
color.
yeah, they're
You actually made your own color.
that pink,
Yeah,
the
that
little
pink. Yeah, you
of
made
the
yeah,
letters
you,
on
you,
the
Trademark.
that right
you
there.
made your own pink.
I don't
Yeah.
think I made that, but I mixed
it's-
that sort
it's
of
close
similar
to-
tone. Yeah,
sure.
Like
yep.
that thing
So-
on your cherry.
So when you buy the vinyl, you get this piece of artwork, this little one.
We brought some records for you guys.
Oh yeah, take them.
oh, sick.
Yeah, they're
Fuck
yours.
yeah.
Fucking A.
That's awesome.
Thank
Um,
you.
So you guys want to get into this then?
Hell yeah. let's
I
do
know
it.
we kind of been blabbing a little bit, but overall, the fucking project's awesome. I just wanted to let you guys know that
thank you.
it really grew on me after a good one listen through. It really, some things just have to kind of sit on me because I'm the first guy. Just give me the fucking grind, dude. Let's fucking go. Let's crank it up, like
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that's
There's a
all I
time and
listen
place for
to.
that
Yeah.
for sure.
And that doesn't mean that's all I listen to. It's just when someone
we
says,
know.
"Hey, check this band out. They're metal or whatever." I'm expecting something in my mind, and then when it's not that, it's like, wait, I have to like readjust my whole brain, But
Some of our favorite bands of all time for all four of us are like left field bands.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
things that
Yeah.
don't fit in the
Yeah.
mold.
Yep,
So naturally we're gonna do the same.
absolutely, and I love that because you guys, I can't really be like, I can hear some influences, I could name some, but I can't be like any band I know doesn't. You haven't heard any band that sounds like Fedaykin, at least in my life. So
I think the way I was trying to put your band into context, and it's also difficult for me, is we come from our own backgrounds and we know what we know. And then sometimes I hear a band like yours and I'm like, what the fuck do I say about? Well, how do I explain this?
exactly.
I'm pulling from limited experience here. Like
What's our reference point?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't know what to say other than I like it, but I don't know what to call it because I don't listen to enough of it myself. I mentioned the bands that I know and I like that are in your wheelhouse, kind of.
Yeah.
But again, it was those with some other things, and it was heavy and moody and dark, and I love it. I actually love the cover art too very much. I want to get into all things. Where do you want to start with it, Jay?
Well, let's start off this first track, the Crux Fetish. Blasted me right off bat with some really interesting, cool guitar stuff. I loved it, dude. The melody's almost anxiety-inducing a little bit. With it, I'm like, oh, fuck,
Yeah, we're rattling your
Raph.
cage straight away. Let's
Yeah.
go. We're here to play.
Yeah, and I love it, man. And then it's funny though because this one goes into that chug part, like diddle it, but it's like you're almost. I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're almost playing it like higher, and the bass is kind of like. It seems like the bass is really carrying that chug. Like if you went super low on that, that would almost be like a breakdown. But in your band, it's more like a diddle it.
Yeah, there's
very-
a lot of grooves.
Yeah.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
little gallop.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I love the build and progression in that whole section there. The talking part is cool in there. I swear to God, I heard the power of Grayskull, fucking He-Man.
Yes.
The way,
Good.
Yes.
the way you layer that though is just like I have the power. That's what it sounds like to be in a He-Man to me. The grind part rules. Obviously, you're speaking to my heart with that. And then at like 2:30 or whatever, you guys just busting this fucking really nasty heavy groove. You finally, a lot of times you're building a lot of tension with the drums, and finally you let it go about 2:30, and you kind of give me that relief or that
Yep.
break. Very metal song. I thought this would have been the one that you maybe would have sent us in to check out on the fucking pod, because to me this is one of the heavier ones off the album. It kind of really smacks you in the face. But you want to say what you want to say about it, or
Yeah, just real quick, it was a great opening track. High energy. You didn't really beat around the bush. We got right into it, and I was like, oh, I thought I was going to get Doom Sludge hand over fist here, and instead these guys came right out with some high energy. I was like, good. We're not dragging our feet. We mean business. And I thought it was a great opening track, and I loved it.
Yeah, we feel the same way. It's often a set opener for live performances.
okay, sure.
It gets people's attention straight away. It's
I remember when you said after we played it, like we finished the song, played it the whole way through. You go, that's the opener. And,
Yeah.
or that, yeah, that's
with
the,
such certainty.
That's
Yeah.
my Ryan Herrick gene. That's number one.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays in 6 bands for a reason, so
Right,
I mean,
right.
he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, right. We
By
call
now-
him Dad a lot.
Yeah, by now he knows. So yeah, badass song. You guys got any notes about that other than that? Anything else you want to say about besides it's your opener? Is that the one you open with, that hoist too?
Yeah,
yes.
okay, sure.
Yep.
Cool.
I love what Nick and I do at the end of that song. The whole when we scream together, I
Yeah.
think it's fantastic. I love that heavy part. That's the first song that Nick and I were like, let's do this together more.
Okay.
Let's
Nice.
actually scream over each other more. And I think it sounds chaotic. I love like anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I wanted the lyrics to kind of go with it as well, because how you start with that anxiety in the beginning. And I kind of want it to feel like something's chasing you, like the hackles on the back of your neck are up. That's kind of how I want it. How I want you to feel. So
Nice.
so yeah, I like that as a set opener too. I think it gets the crowd pumping. I think they feel that emotion as well. So
It also works since it's like your opening track of like your album. So it's like, if anyone, you should have listened to the first track of our album before you saw us.
Well, I
Hopefully.
mean, you always want to have your intro be like the memorable. Like some of our favorite records, you recognize that first 1 second.
Absolutely.
You know, like till the day you die.
Yeah.
You know, so, and this song for some reason just stood out in that way. It gets everybody's attention every time.
It's a great song. Number 2, Combat Blossom, 3 minutes, 33 seconds. Bass and drums start this one, kind of a punk rock vibe. So you guys kind of get into this punk rock. This is where I kind of pull some of that indie rock, punk rock, hard reference from or whatever. Then the guitar comes in with this melody that I would never play over what you guys are playing. So I was like, fucking kudos to you, Raph, on that, because it's like something I wouldn't have thought of. I'm like, he starts coming with that like this kind
is
of
also
like
out of my
crawly thing.
wheelhouse. Yeah, the high thing with the delay.
Yep.
I don't often use time-based effects, but this song really called for it, and it works great.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like any more guitar over bass needed to happen. So
Sure.
I wanted to give as much room to what was happening here with Matt and Nick in the song. The best way I could do that is just be like, oh, I'll just take up the
higher
the
register.
other frequencies.
Yep.
It's just like, I'll be over there, guys. You
Sure.
guys are doing great. You don't even need me.
Yeah, call me. I'll come back in when you need. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
and the song
you
the
do
song
that.
translates that.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. A lot of detune layer effect, like that CKY. I don't know if you're playing in a fifth or a third. I don't know. Or you got a whammy pedal, or you got an octave pedal, or
So,
what is that?
I do it a
noise?
lot of single line. This is where my Tom Morello influence comes from.
Sure.
I'm playing literally just one string, one note at a time. A lot of like walking bass line type riffs. But I'm running it through an octaver where I have a lot of low add, a little bit of high octave. So I'm playing like 3 octaves. But
Okay.
it's usually basically just one single line. If I want to fatten it up, I'll play like a fifths or a bar chord. That'll give me some more meat. Other times, if I want to play more MIDI stuff, that'll give me, in some ways, a little more bass because like that lower octave resonates differently through my cabs or through the space.
Okay.
So,
So it's just octaves.
yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Sick.
Nothing wild or complex.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool layered vocals on this one too. This is the one where I've noticed that there was a lot, not a lot more, but this one really stood out with when 2 vocals are going at the same time on this one as well, giving me 2 different sounds. The part at 2:15 on this one, it's like this really open melody, almost like with the time-based effect, like later on in the song. It's like, I can't really hum the melody, but it's stuck in my head because it's really bass driven. And you say like, I'm always with you or whatever on that part. And you're going into that high. It just creates this cool spacey mood in there when you're playing that delay. Cause you have delay on that part too, right?
Yeah. Some of our favorite bands, Nick and I really love bands like Proto Martyr. You love Mets. I love Botch, and these are all just I like to call these the natural metal bands. These are just
Neurosis.
Neurosis. I was
Okay.
literally listening to that record
Yep.
yesterday, and they're just the natural metal bands. They're almost like COCs. Like they have just been playing with amps and drums and mics, and they're just there
Volume.
and volume and lots of
Yeah,
volume,
lots of
and
volume,
that's
sure.
what they do. And there's
Yeah.
no bells or whistles.
I love that part though, and then you kick in the double bass at the end there.
Yeah.
That's fucking nice.
That's my
touch on
Vinnie
that.
Paul.
Yeah, that's a nice touch when you start just cruising on that
So
double
juicy.
bass. But cool ass song, Combat Blossom, loved it, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
Any other notes about that? Combat Blossom?
It's a fun song about kind of discovering yourself as a neurodivergent and kind of running with that, and it's a song about late diagnosis. That's
okay.
I'll just put that out there.
Cool.
It's and I always say it's about fighting for the people alongside you than fighting for the people you love because they're fighting. Never mind. It's just one long. Never mind. It's one long analogy, one long lyrical analogy. I could be here with poetry all day.
That's very sentimental.
There's that spoken word coming back.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good topic. I appreciate that.
Number 3, The Froth. This one jams right groovy up front. You give me kind of groove right in. Like kind of got this little intro thing. Then you guys bust right into a groove. I loved it. I did write CKY inspired on this. Is there any CKY that you even...
It's purely incidental.
Okay, cool. Just wondering.
I mean, I also grew up watching Jackass, but like...
I did.
That's still like 3 degrees away.
I did enjoy CKY for a bit. I mean, Infiltrate, Destroy, Rebuild is that tone.
Yeah, when you played this record for me finally and demonstrated that, I was like, oh, yeah. I totally get it.
It's just the octavator.
It's just
the same sort of mindset.
I've never listened
but even
to
the
them.
riffs are similar in some ways.
Yeah, absolutely. They kind of got some of that bounce, some of that one note quality that you're talking
it's like
about,
a
like a
grooviness.
bass. Yep, exactly. Yep. I love some CKY, to be honest with you. Great vocals on this one. This one is kind of more of the indie rock vibe overall to me. I felt like the song structure was a little more upfront, too,
especially
on this
the
one.
chorus.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, but overall memorable parts big time on this one. Like this one kind of have you singing it or hearing it in your head later, right?
Yep.
And then there's like it bridges the melody and the discorded gaps in this one, that the memorable parts on this one. So I thought this one had its own vibe to it.
Yeah, this is our first
Song one?
Yeah, that's song one. Yep.
Okay.
So this is where we're just figuring out what we sound like.
Okay.
You know, what can we do with the space that we got?
I'm still trying to figure out what to do vocally at this point.
Yeah, so this is kind of a juvenile rendition of Fedaykin, but it still has a place. We often cut this song, but it often play it 'cause
and
it's
then
still
bring it
really
back.
fun. Yeah.
We missed this one. Like we're like, let's bring it back. We
Yeah.
haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, you hear it after a while and you're like, man, that song does jam. Why aren't we playing it?
Yeah, exactly.
Just not enough time usually, but and then you got number 4, Are You a Cop? I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You are no. You are a cop.
You are a cop.
Oh, you are a cop.
Just to be clear.
This is like the bottle of pills, Pantera, fucking like
Matt
bottle
was
of pills, whatever.
Matt
This
was
is a very
walking around.
inorganic song.
Yeah.
Matt was walking around the big room with a guitar, just playing a riff, and he was just droning on and on and on and on, and then finally we just go, let's do
I
something.
literally just told Taylor, like, hey, start tracking.
Yeah.
He was like, right now? And I'm like, yeah, just hit it.
That was the rule. Anytime someone's in the room, just hit record and then we'll collage it later. And we just collage that at home.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
you. That's all you.
That's all me.
And that's just like a little breakup. Like we've kind of hit you in the face with 3 songs now. Let's kind of get you going somewhere else in your mind, like almost psychedelic kind of too.
Yeah.
Like if I was fucking tripping or something, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, James? I'm not a cop, you motherfucker.
Well, that's Matt. That's Matt.
Yeah,
voice.
it's Matt's vocals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually
Okay.
him.
All right,
yeah.
Matt, I'm not a fucking cop. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah, so it's Sneak Attack from the Peanut Gallery.
yeah.
We all do. We all actually have vocals. Like you have vocals
Yeah,
on the
you
Froth.
can hear all 4 of
Yeah.
our voices on this.
Yeah.
fuck
the
yeah.
telephone. The telephone.
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Yeah, that's you in the background.
But you don't
That
do
was at
much.
the beginning of.
Nope, he doesn't.
You don't do much live though, right? Because
None.
I didn't see a.
No.
Now, Matt, did you have a mic back there?
No,
okay,
not
I didn't know.
yet.
I wasn't sure. Okay.
If these guys want
I do.
sometime.
I
maybe.
get excited when we talk about.
Drumming-
I do have a bunch of video from Hoist Fest. I was waiting for the bands to send me their like little thing, but no one got the email.
I still
or
got it. I still
whatever.
have. Yeah.
So it's like the Hoist
Looking
Fest
at you,
thing.
James. Looking at you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Hoist
right.
Fest thing's edited, but no bands really sent it. So I'm like, I'm about to just send it here pretty soon because I'm just like, I can't wait forever because it'll be Hoist Fest 5 by the time it comes out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
What about this?
I will send that tonight.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna get sent out tonight.
What about the title, Matt? Where did that come from?
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's.
Somebody
so,
said that to me, they'd get punched.
Yeah, well,
That's kind of how I felt
That's
about
why.
it.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Yeah.
it's supposed to be
I don't
very
know.
confrontational.
Yeah.
I liked it. I actually forced this totally against probably everybody's will. I don't know why.
Onto the record.
It
Yeah.
was "You Are a Cop."
It was,
or no, it was "Are You a Cop?" Yeah.
I saw it. Scribbled in. Matt scribbled in. Are you a cop? Because his notes are just like whatever pops in his head, and that's the way this is going to be called. And so he just wrote, "Are you a cop?" And I, for some reason, for known reasons, said, "You are a cop." Reread it and it said, "Are you a cop?" But then I had already spat out the words, "You are a cop," and I'm like, "That's the name of the song."
Okay, cool. Yeah. A little dynamic, weird breakup though.
Yeah, it gives you a little
why
breath.
song 4? Just
I think what you said was give it a break.
Yeah,
like
after
here's-
3,
yeah,
kinda
after
got
after
slammed
kind of
for
punching
3
you in the
and-
face
yeah, okay.
because
in lieu of a ballad.
yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah,
Yeah. Because we don't
Yeah,
want
not that dynamic.
This is our ballad.
Yeah.
You're a cop.
we want to give you a break
It's
because
for bootlickers.
we're not done with the energy. That's
Okay.
kind of what that's
Gotcha.
yeah.
Sure. All right, then moving on to song 5, "Leave Well Enough Alone." I really love this song, man. This song fucking rips. Some talking poetry part again. Then we get heavy for a second in there. Some double bass I noticed in there, so I'm always going to notice that.
That's my Lombardo part.
He's got names for all over the
Yep.
parts. I love it.
I didn't know what the fuck to do in the beginning of that. So here you go, spoken word. Let's Henry Rollins
It's
this.
cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it. And then, like, at the end, you start grooving off, Raph, into this. It's like kind of repetitive over and over and over, and just kind of goes into this groove at the end of this one. And this is the Rage Against the Machine.
For
part
sure,
that
Rage,
I
yeah.
was kind of like, I'm kind of hearing that Tom Morello bleed through on this because
Big
it's
time.
that circular, repetitive, jumpy kind of.
Yeah.
The
With the effects too, so it's kind of just got that a little bit of sauce on there too that
Yeah,
you can
big
hear,
time.
you know.
Yeah.
So, but I really enjoyed this track. I was like, I loved after the little breakup going into this, bringing the energy back, just getting right back into it. But each one of these songs has its own vibe too, like you know.
Oh, they all have different
Yeah,
characters.
exactly, and
They're all individual in
I loved
one
it.
way. Mhm.
And then going into Cross Estrus, what is it?
Cross Estrus. Yep.
Okay.
It's a beefy boy.
There's runs in this one, and this is the part where I was talking about where you kind of let these guys do their thing.
Yep.
And you guys start running, and then the bass
The
joins
BT
in.
band part.
Yeah, there's just this whole cool ass like progressive run part in
Yeah.
this song, and every time I hear it, I'm like, man, this part fucking rules, dude. Absolutely love this song. Probably my favorite off the whole record. Main riff at the end is super badass. Some doubles in here again. I said this song sounds a little bit different, or am I tripping? Like for some reason, just there was like. I don't know if it's just a different time I listened to it. Maybe my ear was plugged a little bit more, but the mix on this one was a little bit different. But maybe that's just my ear. I don't
Song
know.
3. Yeah, I
I've
think that was
forgotten
song 3.
Oh, in writing?
In
order?
writing, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So still kind of finding,
Fine tuning it.
Yeah, still kind of fine tuning it. Like, are we going to get heavier? Like at this point?
Mm.
And we did. I think definitely after the progressive part, the BT band part. And I didn't want to do anything or do poetry over that part because it is a wonderful part just to
Yeah.
shut the fuck up during.
Yep.
So, it's just that's my, don't use religion like your dick song. If I and the hardcore frontman, yeah.
It's a track like this on the album that really spoke to me as we already established style, but now I'm seeing the musicianship really shine. I'm like, oh yeah, we got some players in here too. Like a lot of times you can have great style and a guy will tell you, well, I'm not really a great player. I just like writing what I write. But it's when you start going into those runs and I'm starting to see the musicianship and the technicality and a little bit of that panache. Where I'm like, oh, we can do things if we choose to do them. Like we can go places if we want to.
I think all three of us instrumentalists here are super strong. Matt's an incredible drummer. Backbone. Nick is an incredible bass player.
Amen.
Like spinal cord. The guy, you can't sit up straight without him.
Yeah.
And I've spent a lot of time studying music in my lifetime. I'm probably the most studied musician of all of us formally. Because I was classically trained from age 10 as a trombonist, and then I started doing jazz pretty shortly after that and did quite well. So that's where a lot of like my swing influence and like fast tempos, ripping single lines and stuff like that comes from. And then studied a little bit in college even too, but then switched over to guitar in about 8th grade. So when I was 14,
Okay.
I want to say, right?
Sure.
No, yeah, 13-ish somewhere. And then just took off from there. Like all the skills that I developed in trombone translated to guitar. I studied really fast, got really competent really quickly, and then just kept going and kept going and kept going.
Doing Van Halen stuff,
Right.
Like,
I learned that took about 6 months of study.
That's you can tell.
Yeah,
It's there. It's on the album. It's on wax.
And this is why I think it's important to see you guys live. Super important to see this band in this room live, because that translates way faster, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, Raph's really good at quantizing Nick and I when we're writing, just little things where it's like, I think you mean this. And without stepping on it or altering it, good guide.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was doing arrangements for full big bands when I was in high school and
Okay.
college.
Oh, wow.
So arranging a 3-piece instrument is not that much of a challenge for me mentally or like musically. But it's really interesting in this genre. Like violins and trombones and tubas are one thing, but a ripping bass player, a ripping drummer, and me doing whatever the hell I want is a dream combo.
Right.
So my imagination goes all sorts of places, but I really try to just follow my gut instinct. I'll feel a pull, I'll be like, oh, I kind of like that, but I have no idea why. Let's mess it up again. And then before you know it, you got this amazing part coming out. Like, whoa, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
That's why we record everything.
Okay.
There's a lot of self-reflection on band practice recordings.
And we'll get there as soon as we're done with those two.
I was just gonna say, I love these guys have already iterated 2 points that we make constantly with some of the bands that come in here for the younger crowd. It's like be very well rehearsed going into the studio, and turn on the recording device in your practice situation, like just so that whatever it is that you're writing, you're capturing it, and you can come back to it later. You don't forget it; doesn't get lost in the ether. So be rehearsed going into the studio.
Absolutely.
Record your practice sessions, and here you guys have been doing it for a very long time, and those are two things that we love to drill down on for the younger audience.
With digital, it's never been easier. I remember the cassette tape and the shitty mixer where you couldn't mix after. So I think that made like my old bands tighter, because we would literally play a song 10 times because we were trying to achieve a mix. So we'd go upstairs and listen. Be like, man, the bass is too loud. And then we'd have to play the song again, turn
it down.
Yeah. So anymore, it's just like you better record everything, because it's never been easier.
I mean, you can literally put your cell phone out.
Yeah. And they sound great.
And it sounds good.
And like that. And, you can record for 4 minutes. A video that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And you can actually watch yourself do it. Like, it's literally never been easier.
Yeah. Never been easier.
And then right into the cloud.
Yeah.
Easy.
Then we come in with Keter, the one that we had reviewed before. You could go back to our reaction and listen to our initial reaction to it. On second listen, a lot more rage coming through on this, at least on the second riff on this. The driving bass line on this really hits home, man. It's just kind of driving the train the whole time and just keeping up with that rhythm. The trade-off vocals on this one, absolutely cool. There's kind of a grungy surfer main riff in this one. It's kind of like that grungy surfer type. But I love the melody in it. Drums are fantastic, holding down the backbeat the whole time. And the end of the song, is there like some weird-ass timing at the end of the song?
Definitely.
It's like the way you kind of skip the 2 notes on the tail end and then kind of go. Yeah, it's just wild as fuck. But I love
like
how it
incomplete
builds.
thoughts. They feel like incomplete thoughts. And,
Yeah.
But then when you add it with what Nick and James and Matt are doing, it sounds like peachy.
Yeah, and it's nasty.
Like, it is nasty. This is our baby. I love this song. This is one of my favorite songs to play.
Well, that's probably why he sent it to us. But
I think the reason why I sent this one instead of Crux Fetish, because I thought about sending that one, was I think this one really captures what all 4 of us put into each song.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think this, all 4 of us really kind of like locked in to say, and especially with me, because, oh my goodness, I'm writing songs again, because I'm coming from hip hop. What the hell am I going to do here? But no, finally working with you again, we just got right back to business.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and they really, in my kind of, and I'm not trying to put myself down, but my caveman way of explaining his riffs, I'm like, no, do this. And then he ends up actually using it, and it sounds sick. It's so we all really
consider his ideas.
Yeah.
Very flattering for him.
No joke, for real.
Yeah, truly. Like, we'll be like, hey, what do you think, James? And he'll be like, do a or whatever.
Right. I mean, this band has literally been music theory for me. I mean, that's hands down. I mean, it's been a learning experience at the same time. It's like a roller coaster ride. It's like, holy shit, I'm doing this. It's like, holy shit, I'm in a studio. Holy shit, I have to scream like this again.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Well, I mean, coming from hip hop too, it's like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus.
Yeah.
It's like that's not how you guys'
Yeah,
music's
no,
laid
no,
out.
this
So you
is
got to
different.
think about that a lot more too. It's
Yeah.
like,
I actually don't even know what meter the end of the song is in.
yeah, I was trying to count
I think it's
it.
like a 5 to 7.
Yeah,
5 to
I was trying to
7,
count
or
it. It's like
7 to
around a
9.
5, but you could even get into like some weird 9s too if you're counting it at a different beat. Like,
Everything's
so,
4 if you wait.
It's
long
natural,
enough.
right?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, end of day, it all loops back around. But it's just funny the way it cycles. But like, if you're a non-musician, you're just gonna be like, okay, this is cool. Like, but like, my music brain's gonna kind of pick that up and be like, that's kind of a weird way to go about that. But
I think we always had a
Loved it.
requirement for every riff we ever written. Like it had to have a feel, it had to have a vibe. We all had to agree on it.
Yeah.
If anybody had even a shadow of a doubt, it would have to go back to the wood shop.
Sure.
Like
I love that
if it
idea.
wasn't like 100% for all 4 of us, it wouldn't get into the song. And this is a great example song.
it was also our first, like, let's restrain ourselves right now. Let's kind of like dial it back because it's a 5-minute song
Mhm.
almost. So we're like, and this is the second song we wrote, like, hey, let's not write every song like 5-minute, like
Yeah.
relentless. We're not like,
Yeah.
we're just going to be a prog band at
yeah,
that
you're gonna
point.
be BT Bam or
Yeah.
some shit, like a 9-minute song,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So, then we go on to song 8, Dread Hips. The long one too, though, almost 6 minutes on this one.
This one's kind of
yeah,
my baby. I had to push this
I lied,
one
I
through
guess.
really hard.
I love how this one kind of switches like mid riff on this one, like right when it comes in, like you kind of get in this groove and then like you switch it on me. Love that. Very cool, interesting, unique way to write a riff. I love that. The timing part on with just the guitar riff is super cool. I don't know if it's like that's. I was counting a 9 on that too. Like I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Sometimes it's hard
That's
to
on me.
yeah. Sometimes it's hard to explain to other people's music, or talk about it because it ends up all sounding exactly like
The language you use is different than the language we
exactly.
use.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
band talk.
Yeah, and it's hard to come up with more and more things like ways to explain it than straight up to.
This is where You Are a
Oh.
Cop came from.
yeah.
This is
Well,
that vibe.
we are not classically trained musicians, so Jason and I have like our own vocabulary and dialogue that we use over the years, and then we learn from classically trained musicians more
Same.
and more as we go. And so
Yeah,
we-
exactly.
That's me.
we
Yeah.
try to communicate as best
Yeah.
as we can when we're counting things or when we're saying,
My wife and I both play with people that can read, and
Yeah.
we're fret counters.
Right.
Yeah.
3, 5, 7.
Yeah,
sure.
And,
yeah.
Sure.
and then other guys are like, what? Like,
Yeah, play a
So-
C sharp. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? You
So
want?
Nick-
I'm
Is
just the
Nick-
loud guy.
yeah, it's,
is Nick also trained?
Nick's an ape.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd say
Yeah.
He slapped
Yeah.
bass. He hit bass.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he does well.
Oh, he does great. He's,
Yeah. He
he's
hit bass well.
spectacular.
But then the theme continues throughout this one. Some really choppy, like ascension and descension type of like cordial stuff going on in here.
I had a
Um,
vision for this one for a super long time in my head, and it took me forever to pluck it out and squeeze it out.
Mhm.
And this was almost like a Lemon song. I couldn't tell you how many times we almost scrapped it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, come on, hang in there with me,
We
guys.
had
I
to
just-
keep the sick of it all part.
I feel
yeah.
like this one COVID was right in the middle of finishing it too, because I
Yeah.
think we had half and then did
Like
the other half.
started it.
Yeah, like 16-month break. You know,
Yeah, without even listening to it, or
Yep.
or
Yeah.
it's just been
Or
a thought in your
practicing,
mind.
Yup,
Yeah.
just brewing,
Yeah.
sitting, yeasting.
And then this one's it's a long song, but you kind of go into this very uncomfortable noise. I'm like, what? Like I'm at work and I'm just like, there's some weird things going on in there. I'm just like, what is that? And then it goes into like this jammy noise type thing at the end. It's like almost like a second part of the song at the end.
Oh yeah, that was about a minute of just kind of
Well,
ambient.
yeah,
playing
yeah.
there.
Like
Oh yeah.
that's why this song's long. It's not like the song's super long. There's just this additional shit at the end. After
Oh, yeah,
that
that's right. This is
noise.
where we kind of played around in post in mix down, and
We called it the stoner intro.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
But it's the stoner outro,
Yeah.
basically.
no, because this is actually the intro to the next song.
To 9.
Yeah, yeah.
You
We
Can't
just
Have
put it
This
on the
Knife.
end of.
So we used to perform this as an intro to You Can't Have This Knife.
Okay.
So we just put it on the tail end of the whichever song happened to
Yeah.
fall before you.
Oh,
You
okay,
Have
that's
This
just
Knife.
how Bandcamp
Yep.
played it, and then it shows.
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
that's
but it
6
fits
minutes,
nicely at the end of Dread
Yeah.
Hips. We thought it fits right after that feedback comes out, and it fills that space right in nicely. It's also just another breather.
Yeah, absolutely.
in the record.
I'm always a fan of shit like that,
Where you have like
yep.
45 seconds to
Yep.
sort of
Mhm.
digest
Yep.
and get ready for the end.
and like
little
think,
decompress.
like if you're thinking about what he said or thinking about the beat or the guitar riff, like
Mhm.
especially with you guys and stuff, sometimes you got to like really sit on it for a second, take it all in. And then it goes, and you can't have this knife. Now, this song was one only because I edited the Hoist Fest video, was one of the ones that I edited, so it was already in my head. But it was also in my head after I listened to it from that night. I remember the whole thing like in my mind. Obviously, video helped too or whatever. But this one jams right off rip. I really love this one. You guys, the way you guys break it down into a groove on this one, and Matt, you kind of like
it's another Tom Morello.
Yeah, you kind of let that breathe a little bit more on this one because I know you're pretty busy sometimes, and sometimes you're doing kind of like the county stuff and driving to keep you going. But you really give me some good groove in this one. More speaking vocals. The hey part definitely works live when we're like hey, you know, that kind of thing.
Love it.
And then all the chords and the arpeggiated parts, like when you're doing some of that picking and that arpeggiated stuff in this, are absolutely great in this song. Well, another one of my favorites off the record.
Yeah, this one's fun to play, and it's kind of our, just, fuck around, find out kind of song. Like, this is the one where we kind of flick each other off at on stage at a show kind of thing, and this is a very this song can get away from us really quickly on stage too.
Yep.
And that's on this guy.
You do a really wonderful job of getting
but
us
he
back,
does,
though.
he does.
Yeah.
He
It's
does
the
great.
recovery song.
Yeah.
It is.
He just looks at us like Dawson from Street Fighter, and we're back.
Yeah,
we're
where are
locked
you the
back
fuck
in.
you guys at?
Yeah, and this is a great intro to the the third act. Like everything should have like an album
Like
book
a-
should have a beginning, middle, and end.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
So
yeah. Love it.
that's kind of how the record's structured. So when we're coming into the end, we want to make sure we're strong. So that's kind of where the song placement came into on the record.
I like it. It does all have a nice flow to it, and that means a lot for a record. Taking it in as a record. That's why I don't listen to singles, because I'm like, I don't like. We'll do it for the show, but they're like, hey, A, B, and C's got a new single out. I'm like, I kind of don't give a fuck.
Yep. I've been
Like,
really
that's
trying
cool.
to listen to full records again
I'm
because
like, that's how I grew up.
it falls away from you and you don't realize it's happening and you haven't had to listen to a full record in so long.
I want the single in context to everything else because it's got to tell me a story. I just don't need the one standalone song. I just don't want it. I know why we do it. I just don't want to listen to it.
For sure.
So
Yeah,
when you
agreed.
have 10, give it to me and I'll fucking check it out.
Yeah.
I like insist on listening to full records.
Yeah.
Like
Same.
I won't even start in the middle of one.
Nope.
At a party, I'd be like, no, we're listening to the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing that we like to advocate for here on the show is either like an EP but a longer
take that,
one.
yeah.
An EP is cool. I love full albums, but also the physical media. Thank you for albums and compact discs. Like
Yeah.
cassettes, if that's your thing. As soon as I made the jump to compact disc, I was out of.
Own your content.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need cassettes anymore. They're cool. They're nostalgic.
If that's
and
what
whatever.
someone's selling, I'll buy one though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
cool. I still like having the few that I have, and I display them.
Right.
And my CDs, I don't play them. I buy them and I rip them, and then they go onto my phone.
Yep.
And that's I get it, having everything digital. It's easy, but having physical media just is something that I want to see more of from bands. Even if people don't really spin CDs in their cars or in their portable players anymore, whatever, that's fine. You can just rip it, put it in the cloud, and then you can listen to it anywhere you go. But buying physical media matters to me. I love
Yeah,
it.
They
Nothing
become
about-
teddy bears
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
That's what they become teddy bears again. Honestly, you see it, you hold on to it. It brings back memories. It protects you. It's
And let's not kid ourselves. Nothing about this is convenient. You know what I mean?
No,
Right.
So it's like-
no.
Might as
Not one thing about,
Yeah.
absolutely. No.
Absolutely. Out of our way making art here.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm actually here right now.
Yeah.
So
It's
put
great.
out.
Making art for
but you know what I mean.
for our robot
Yes, I do.
overlords to enjoy.
But, it should be clear how much we enjoy what we do based on how much struggle we have to go through to make it possible.
Absolutely,
And
dude.
that is why we want people buying physical media. We want you people coming to shows. We want people buying the merch. We want people brushing shoulders, meeting each other,
Yeah.
like community. It's never been more important than now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Agreed.
want people liking and subscribing to the podcast. Thank you.
And following this band
Yeah,
and all their
and
shows.
following this band.
Everywhere they
but
go.
that's what we want. No, I agree with you 100%.
even
man.
my parents still come out to shows all the time. They're coming out all the
Awesome.
every chance they get. They're coming out.
They
Yeah,
to-
because your dad's like, I wrote them lyrics.
Well, he did. That's no. It's seriously.
does.
It's funny that you said that because he did to. You
No,
can't
you said,
have.
you
Did
said
I say that earlier?
Yeah. That's. I wouldn't have known that otherwise.
Right.
I was under the table. I wrote this song.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Check my notes again here.
He's like, how did you know that?
Wait,
yeah,
wait.
you told me. Don't worry.
All that stuff is cool, though, for the fans to come up to the table and interact with you guys.
Yeah.
Sign it if you want. It just gives you a reason to talk to the band. Let me go buy a poster. Let me go buy a shirt. Let me go buy a CD.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
We try to keep our prices low. I mean, for a while, we had $5 T-shirts. We were just like, just take it.
Yeah, wear our shit. Yeah.
Wear. I want to see it out in the world.
Not in my closet. You know?
I do want to say it's awesome to have this guy as a front man because he's just like a super warm,
He's a
genuine
natural
guy. Like we've talked a little bit online. You don't ever know who you're going to meet. We meet
Oh,
a
yeah.
fucking ton of people all the time. I meet all the bands, everything or whatever. But just like meeting him and talking to him, we like warmed up right away to each other.
Yeah.
It's super comfortable.
For sure.
So having him as a front man, that's a good thing for your band too because that's a good look for the band. Just to have a guy that like easy to talk to. And he's not a dickhead or have some ego or nothing. You know,
lots of energy on stage.
Exactly,
too.
great
Not
energy
shy.
on stage.
Approachable.
Great
Original.
conversation. So, kudos to you guys for that too. So, moving on to song 10, Wet Nurse. Love the title. 2 minutes and 34 seconds. So, kind of
this
one of
the
the
one in
shorter
15?
ones.
Yes. Only because you told me it was.
So this
I don't even know if that's it.
motherfucker used to just play this beat.
Sound check beat.
Just sound check beat. Like
Yeah.
this is like a Giant Steps story. Like it was a warm up. But I was like, that's just such a sick beat. So I put I just kept coming up with nothing. So I came up with like just a simple minor third, boo boo doo boo doo boo doo boo, to follow along with it. But you know how long it took us to unlock the code? This song is in 15/16.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Like real. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I was listening to it and I was like, this drum beat, although there's not a lot of busy work going on. I was like, God, this sounds so complicated. Like he's just forcing this beat to happen to me.
Yeah, it definitely gets shoved down your throat.
Yeah.
But it's easy to catch on, like understand once you get it.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely. And to me, I just love the dynamics and the build of the whole thing. Like, because it starts with that bass and drums, and then like this is kind of where I'm like, okay, creeping into that Tool territory
sure.
because this
For
is
sure.
definitely leans on that kind
Yeah.
of build and dynamic and like this weird ass beat, and you're just like, oh,
This
we're
is a
going on
big
low
creeper
ride.
song.
But then it does break into some of the heaviest parts you guys put on the whole
That's
album.
such a
in this
fight
song,
riff
too.
after
It is.
Yeah, like it goes to a completely different
Yeah.
thing almost. But I mean, it fits. And then the layers of vocals are very nice on this song too. 2 minutes 34 seconds. Is that what you're talking about? Was this one that was written later where we're kind of like, well, we already got a few
Yes.
longers.
That's right, a ripper. That's
Yeah.
what it was. I mean,
Well,
let's get nasty. Let's
Kind of
get
have
back
that
in their
intro
faces.
and then
Yeah.
the rest kind of rips.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to avoid the Keter phenomenon, having 5-6 minute songs
Sure,
that are
right.
epics.
Yeah.
Like they're songs. You're
Yeah.
putting together a record. Not every song has to be a record.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Then we go on to Glanding, 3 minutes 32 seconds. This starts very poetic and kind of quirky.
Yeah. This was a fun one. This is one of those I did not know what to do with in the beginning.
Is this the one that you're like, what does that mean? Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. Okay,
yeah. It's
yeah.
really it's all satire play. It's a parody of itself.
Yeah.
Of what the spoken word scene used to be.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I love the solo bass line after the talking part. Then another super weird drum beat on this one. It's cool, but it's just like one of them kind of, okay, I love it. I see where you're going with it, but it's just a very unique bass.
Probably in improv every time we play it.
Oh, really?
Just like
Yep.
fill the space until the
Okay.
change. Yep.
Then there's like this really heavy Discord part, and this is the part that like stands out with the like death metal vocals, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, now we got some lows on, because you don't see that a lot in the rest of it. There might be a spot here or there, but this one I don't know if it's you.
That's
I don't know
Nick,
who
actually.
it is. Okay.
Nick does the lower ones
Okay.
when he can, and he really went to town on the end of that one.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
it was
that's
awesome.
fucking sick, dude.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
one where James and Nick really
Yeah.
shine.
Okay.
And then that crazy throat stuff towards the end.
Yep, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is kind of where we really started spreading our wings, and where Nick and James started working more closely with each other and being more coordinated about which part they take over and how and where they overflow and how much they should. There were a lot of critical decisions that they had to make on their own, with not a lot of input from me and Matt, frankly.
Right.
Great song though.
It's fun live. We've done it once, but it's really fun
We've only
live
done it
because we can
once.
improv. Yeah.
So, and then what is it? Zalclaway? Is that
It's a Callaway Sits.
Zalclaway, okay.
It's a book.
Okay. The effects on the vocals are cool on this one. I loved it. That was just like the production touch, like all the little extra stuff that they put on this one. The dynamics and then the riffs really stand out. Another awesome use of the riffs of different timings on this one. There's this really open chord part, and then why a solo? All of a sudden, I'm like, this motherfucker got a guitar solo. 12
still
songs,
ask
and-
him.
I feel
It
like
took
I,
us years to get him to do one because he's I don't do solo.
I feel like I
play
had-
Van Halen shit, but I got one solo for you all.
I don't know why. I don't.
I feel like I pushed you.
You did, and I was like, you know what? Fine, I'll put in. You all actually pushed me.
we all
for good solo.
ganged up on you.
They
We
did. I was totally peer pressure
Because it's
It's too-
sweet.
Yeah.
It's good though. I
This
love
is the
it.
best solo I can ever muster.
Okay,
But
proud of
like,
it. At least you
truly-
got it down.
You played a lot of them.
I was
though.
gonna
You
say
played a
everyone in the
shitload of
studio was sweet. You just happened to pick that one.
Well,
What?
we're gonna unpack that one on the right.
Can't talk about
I
the
thought they were all
phrasing.
sweet.
But you happen to pick this one. What the fuck's that?
He's bent now.
No, I like it because it's melodic. It's got a feeling. It's got a tone. It's got a character. It's definitely left field. It's in tune with the whole band premise. You know, even just that little solo, and it flexes through time. It gets behind. It gets ahead. It gets noisy. It gets clear. So like, I don't know. It just seemed to fit. That one spoke to me for some reason. All the other ones were just not resonating with me.
Okay.
These guys say they were great, but you know
You know when you know, right?
yeah. This one was
so,
the one. This
yeah.
is the one that had a full, complete thought from the beginning to the
Yeah,
end. To be completely
sure.
honest,
I'll check
Anybody-
Pro Tools. I'll check.
anybody that has
Check the
soloed
tracks.
before
Yep.
knows that there's a truth behind it. Starting your solo strong, keeping it strong, and finishing it strong.
yeah.
Like beginning, middle, and end.
Yep.
Like this is the stuff that my high school band teacher, Mr. Colley, ingrained into my head.
Yeah.
You know, like you have music should always be playful. Music should always tell a story. There should always be a beginning, middle, and end. You should always have dynamics. Like that's evident everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Man,
That's why
like
I
those
solo.
words stuck with you.
And the story behind
No.
this one is pretty metal too, like the lyrics. It's essentially about a soldier being used for wars continuously to the point where he comes back and he finds his loved one has been turned into a chair to sit in. Her bones have become a chair
Oh.
to sit in.
Wow.
And at the end when I'm screaming sit, that's what I'm saying, and it's pretty metal. It's a pretty metal song.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like, you know, live by the sword, die by the sword, and you know how they always go unwillingly.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
but they still have to go.
Yeah.
You know.
I also liked it too because another like solo, but it's at the end, so it is like that break in between songs or whatever too. It gives it that like that little bit of dynamics before the very last song, and then we go to Kid We Gotta Talk, 5 minutes 54 seconds. The riff on the verse on the talking part or whatever, super cool riff, and I love that for another reason. That was something I would never think of, and I love when I hear shit like that. It's kind of the theme to a lot of the music on this one. Super heavy, like this is a very heavy song to end it, so I like that. Really cool grooves on this one, and great layers on this one as well.
This
So,
is a great closer for a set, for
It
a
is.
live set.
It's,
So
it's good for the album too.
yeah,
It's
and
probably my favorite still.
It's our another sci-fi song. Yeah.
So I mean, its parenthetical title is Plasma Doggo. I think.
Oh
is what,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Remember that little
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Every song has a number, a pet name, and then an actual title. I don't know
Oh.
if bands do that. I don't know if that's a thing.
No, but it is hard when you don't want to send the guys in the group chat new song 15 or
Yeah,
whatever.
track one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool riff
Yeah,
one.
cool
Yeah.
riff one.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I got 4,000 fucking cool riffs
I am
in my
so
head,
guilty of that.
Yeah.
It's like the
Oh.
Epstein files. Chug number 00011.
Yeah.
Redact.
Redacted.
Yeah. Redacted riff one.
Why is everything black?
Riffdacted.
Redacted?
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Dice Man.
Okay, so awesome record. Go get it now. It's out. It's on all streaming platforms. Don't get it mistaken with the other band that's named Fedaykin at least on Amazon Music. Now you want to talk a little bit about the art, you said, Nick?
Well, I love the artwork. I want to come back to that in a second, but let's talk about the title Wet Work. And first, I want to give my interpretation of it based on hearing the album. And so I'm hearing your sound, and then I'm trying to put it in context with this word wet work. To me, that's uncomfortable. I'm thinking about, God, I'm sweaty, nasty, gross, or I'm in the rain, or I'm in the swamp, and it's just making this dirty feeling. Just the thought wet work. I'm like, bleh, bleh, bleh. I don't like it.
You're close.
Yeah, and
you're very
I
close.
felt like that was kind of that word matched the feeling I was getting trudging through some of these riffs and the tones. I was like, oh God, these guys are slogging through like some really dirty territory here. So I wanted to know what the word means to you, or where you came up with it, and how everybody settled on it. And
Can I just say,
Yeah, go
chime
ahead.
in, sorry, but wet work, is that not when the mob, like that's what they
Yeah.
call it, when the
Yep.
mob gets into actually killing people? Like,
Yeah.
you haven't
Okay.
done the wet work yet,
Yeah,
right?
I'm the plumber.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's like some Robert De Niro film type
Yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah,
I'm here to
absolutely.
make sure that your pipes are clean and moving
Okay.
smoothly.
Yeah.
You know,
Alright.
your pipelines of drugs and money and
Right.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
all just
Sure.
subtle language.
Okay.
So
wanted
you're
to know.
correct.
Okay.
And
Both.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
like
guys
that.
both
as
hit
well.
the nail on
Nailed
the
it.
head.
Okay.
Because you have to. I mean, to me, if you want to get into the depth of it, is it's the work you got to do in yourself to be a decent fucking human being.
Mm.
And
some shadow work, maybe.
yes,
even.
shadow work is the
like you
word,
got to
yeah.
kill parts of yourself.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to. There's the ego death. So you could take the wet work as like, this is the tough. We picked it because it's a tough mob killing thing.
Sure.
You know, and then no, that's not really the case. It's the ego death that's part of it, and the work you have to do, whether you're with your partner or whether you're with your friends, or if it's just you by yourself, to be a decent fucking human being. And when you said it, it's actually you came up with
Did
it.
you? I was going to say, was it you or
Yeah.
James?
No, it was
Because
me.
One,
It was
it
not
popped
me.
out of one of their mouths, and all of a sudden, everybody was just like,
Yeah,
yep,
we all
that's it.
looked at Matt. He's
That's-
like, wet
that's the
work,
one.
and then he leaned back like
Pimp.
And he knew it.
yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, and both you guys, like I said, hit the nail on the head with that, and I really appreciate that. That's cool that you got that.
It's kind of a simple word to say, but it's so dominating in its definition that like it's you know, it's almost what's the word, like unpredictable. You don't get what you expect,
Sure.
you know. So
That makes sense.
again, falls in line with the whole record.
Matt, was that a word or a title you've been sitting on for a while, or just
No,
left
just-
right out?
I probably just thought we were just killing it. It's something macho.
It's like, I kill this shit,
Yeah.
dog.
I think this was.
Did you hear my beat in 15, motherfucker?
No,
Yeah, you
this was
doing
day
wet
4,
work.
I think.
You guys have all given it way more depth, which is great.
Yeah, it's like,
Wow.
I wasn't even thinking that
Yeah.
deep.
No,
about
this is day 4. He's already laid down his drum tracks. He's done. You
Yeah.
know, day 1
Yeah.
is
Like,
way
I-
over.
Yeah.
We've done bass. We've done some of your stuff,
Yeah.
and then day 3 and 4 was very guitar heavy because I, what I did interestingly enough for the sound of it, over the whole record is that I play everything in unison, left, right.
Okay.
So I have a natural stereo.
Okay.
They're both original individual performances, but they're identical. I'm never playing harmonized notes or changing anything at
Okay.
all. It's just 2 different performances that are equally as good. And it gives this like beautiful sound. And you put like the room sound on one side while the direct sound is on this side, and then flip it for the opposite, and it gives you such an overwhelming like guitar warmth and presence. That's just kind of like my tone that
Okay.
I've loved forever, and a lot of that is present in Charles the Osprey, and that's just kind of how I like my guitar to sound on records.
I liked some of the panning that I was picking up on.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking
Well, it
about.
was like, I didn't know if there was 2 guitarists or not initially, but I was like, this is cool because it's not quite guitar talk, but the panning is something that I always love, especially in the headphones. Like when you have that kind of thought going into the studio, knowing you could write great riffs and great songs, but when you sit down in the studio and you start looking at other things that make albums unique or make songs jump out at you, and you start getting into the, let's do some panning and that stuff. When you're wearing the headphones, man, it hits so hard because you almost feel the
That's when
music
you got
rip
quiet.
through
and that's
the back
a lot.
of your head.
I'm going to take credit for almost all of that. When Taylor,
That was you.
When Taylor, when we finally got to mix down our final day at the studio, I was kind of doing the bulk of the production. Like when it came to minor adjustments of the bass kick here, or making this part stand out more, or adding more effect or less, or all these fine adjustments. That's my arranging mind that is coming into play here. So that's where I'm like making, you know, I want this section to stand out more and kick harder, and this needs to be more timid, and this needs to sound like a tin can. You know, so I'm making all these moves, and I kind of have a notebook that I made
I
notes
was going
with.
to
and
ask, you got to be writing this shit down,
yeah,
bro.
I've prepped all this. I've listened to these songs 1,000 times. I swear I've only listened to this record maybe 2 times since it's been completed.
Yeah, I get that.
You know,
I get that.
No, we
like,
get it.
Yeah, it's fatigue, man.
You know,
You're like,
it's-
I've heard that motherfucker.
it's like pancakes. Like the there's nothing wrong with the first one, but
The 10th one, you got to invent something.
But the
different.
better ones
Chocolate
can always
chip.
come later.
Yeah.
I listened to it an embarrassing amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I made all those adjustments, and my history from that is that way back 2005, I went to audio engineering school, so I'm actually a trained audio engineer. So there's that background as well. So I work really closely with Taylor. He did the work. I just kind of had the conceptual ideas. I would tell him, I need this or that.
Yeah.
Or he just asked me, like, what are you looking for? And
Yeah.
I'd be like, I need more of this. And he's like, got it. Done. You know?
Mhm.
Now, does the cover kind of represent the one being the shadow self and the other one being the dismissed?
Wonderful.
Or-
Yeah.
Could
I
be a
mean,
lot of things.
it could be. Yeah. So I always joke that it's me and my wife. It's what.
Well,
it's,
there's James and his girl
Yeah,
just
it's me-
hanging in
yeah,
the
it's me and my
fucking
wife. Yeah.
well-lit woods.
Yeah, we're just hanging
but
out.
dark in the front.
Yep, the
That's
dogs
very
are somewhere
interesting
shitting,
lighting.
But no, it's just a kind of like a subliming of self. You know,
Okay.
with the wet work. It's if this is what you are the warrior in the woods at the end. You know,
We went
the
through a
one
lot
standing.
of artwork, and we made sure to work with artists that are creating their own work,
Yeah.
not using generative AI.
Sure.
Thank you.
And we're profoundly against that kind of business. AI should be used to maximize our lives. They shouldn't be taking over art. They should be taking over my taxes.
I was going
No,
to say,
absolutely.
do my banking, but don't do
Fix my
art.
car.
Well, it
Don't you
does-
have autonomous?
Yeah,
bro?
it does
Like,
a lot of shit. This topic just comes up over and over on the show
Yeah.
lately.
Can't
but
avoid it.
like, I mean, I use it a lot for the show, but I try not to use it for any of like the art stuff.
Right, we're
but,
not making
yeah.
music. We're
Yeah.
not making
Yeah, I'm
pictures.
not
We're not
making
making
no fucking
videos
music,
out of
no.
it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We're using it for editing stuff
Yeah.
that we've created. We've used
Exactly.
it for modifying
The
things,
captions.
time-saving things,
critical
like,
thinking,
yeah,
summarizing email
Yeah.
chains, that's kind of stuff.
all
it's
that
good
kind of
for.
shit.
Right,
like
exactly.
that kind of task stuff. But artwork, no.
And we went through a lot of artists' portfolios. We found a lot of different styles. We went through probably hundreds of pictures before we settled on just a small handful of last options. And
We
this
did
one
have
has always been in that running.
we did have a brief. Is this too like black metal looking?
Mm.
Like, is this going to give the
Yeah.
wrong vibes? But
Most-
I don't think so anymore. After all the interpretations and I think everybody's open to it.
I think with your band, anything's possible, man.
Love it. Thank
'cause you
you.
guys have so many. You go travel down so many different avenues where you can do whatever the fuck you want.
This
dude.
is
like, you know,
you've actually touched on a really strong thread of ours. I want to say what I'm about to say with small preface that we will never poo-poo on another band.
Okay.
We might poo-poo on your performance or your attitude that day,
yeah, sure.
but all bands are welcome at any skill level. We love to hear it all. We all started in shitty bands.
Oh yeah,
period, the end.
absolutely. Yeah.
But it wouldn't be for the people that came to those shows and talked about those bands that I would be here today. So I'm going to continue that service. I want my bandmates to do the same. We adopt a very strong Fugazi mentality to being in a band industry. For like I said before, we used to sell T-shirts for $5 only. Just take them.
Yeah.
You know, $5 shows,
Yeah.
$5 records. You know, if it could be that way, you know, in a now date, because 2026 is different.
Yeah. Sure.
For lots of reasons. But what we like to think is that we can basically do whatever we want musically. Like Matt is capable of anything. James is capable of anything. Nick can practically go to the moon. And I can just do whatever I need to learn. Like I've learned Van Halen. If I can do that, then I can pretty much do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And
how I feel about it.
that's a really comfortable place to be in with these dudes, and them in return with me. Like, this is a great band, and we know it, and we're happy to be it, and we want to be it with other bands too. We even like, you know, we assess every performance. You know, afterwards, we're just like, how did that go? For real,
Well,
you know, there's a debrief.
Get in
Jay
the war
will
room.
tell you he
How'd it
sucked. He's
feel?
just going to be like, I sucked.
Every time,
Every
every time,
plays.
I got to prop this idiot up all the time.
So many people are like, that was great. And I was like, no, it wasn't.
Every once in a while, Jay might give himself a flower. Be like, I did okay tonight. And I was like, no, dude, you're fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
I'm
you guys are
looking,
great.
I'm looking for perfection.
That's
but-
all. That's all of us though. Every set,
Same.
even if it's bad though, we're still hugging the shit out of each other
Oh, yeah.
afterwards.
Every
like-
set is fun.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
had an unfun
Yeah.
set.
That's,
and we're lifting each other's heads up, even if we didn't think so. No, that wasn't it. We're like,
I-
no, bro, smile,
I-
come here. You know.
I
yeah.
heard something the other day that resonated with me. It's like, it's called playing music. So we're playing here. Like, don't be so critical. Like, give yourself
Oh,
some
yeah.
grace. So I got to like kind of readjust my attitude.
Yeah,
with
we're not
that, too.
perfecting
Like,
it.
I'm not perfecting it. You know,
Your music
I
can
want to
be-
get it as good as I can.
It
And
is
I do
supposed
have
to be
a-
fun.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
want to withhold my
Like,
reputation.
legit.
But, yeah, but we're playing music. It's called playing. So
It
we're
is.
like,
It's the
you
most
got to
fun.
have that fun part part in there too. Like,
That's one of the
don't
most-
let that go.
That's one of the most valuable lessons I learned from my high school teacher, my high school mentor, Mr. Colley. Rest his soul, he passed away recently, but he always said, like, music has to be playful. Always. You can make it so dark and dismal. You can be talking about topics that are deep and foreboding, but there's still got to be a playfulness to it. It has to, like, inspire your spirit.
Matt, you look like you're sitting on something. I just want to say, like,
Probably a big turd.
it's funny the amount of work and
Happy Easter.
the level of seriousness that we put into our art and our craft, only for it at the end of the day to have to settle on 3 letters, F-U-N. If it ain't, what are we doing here? Because I don't need to be so highbrow that I actually am trying to make sad music and stay being sad. It's like, no, I'm trying to vent that sadness. And at the end of it, or the anger, or even express some happiness, some genuine happiness, it's like, it's still got to settle on fun. And whatever that means to you, if it ain't, then what are we doing here? Because
like, you can express that horrible emotion or memory or trauma or wherever the song is rooted, but it needs to be beneficial to you as an artist. Like, the expression is the art. It's not even the creating of it. It's the performance of it. And this is where music is unique. We create it in the moment, and it can fail at any moment. It's not a painting we represent over and over and over again, or a book that's been edited over and over again.
Yeah.
Records are like this, but performances are not.
No.
You don't perform a book. You don't perform a painting. I mean, some people do, but that's a once in a lifetime
That's a different kind of thing.
Yeah, music is unique. We perform the same song thousands of times, and each one is unique.
Yeah.
It's
a good way to put it.
You look at the look on all of our faces after, it's hysterical. It's like, wow, I almost don't want to look him in the eye right now because we all just looked like we just got done fucking.
Yeah.
That's literally because
It's fun, dude.
Well, because we're all sweaty. We all have that look of relief on our face. Like, we just got this done. Whether it was shitty or not, we had a good time doing it. I have the time of my life up there when I'm sweating my ass off. Like,
We're all older now too.
Yeah.
And it's not like in our 20s where we have 5 days
Stay
a
up
week
in
to
the
fuck
cardio.
around and
Yeah.
get drunk and
Yeah.
get, hammered and play my guitar 6 hours in a row. Like, I got a 5-year-old, you got 6 bands, you got a job, you got a job.
Yeah.
We have only so much time.
there's only
When
so
we
much
come
time.
together, this is some of my favorite. This is my funnest time.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
practices will be half practice and half hanging
Just
out.
hanging.
Because these are my bros.
Absolutely.
You know?
And one of the most
Well-
beautiful things about music, though, is that you can continue to make it live.
Mhm.
Like, it lives every time you go out and perform it.
It's
Every
an
other,
organic living thing.
everything else seems to be kind of like flat, dead, done. It's already printed and perfected and sent out into the world, but we get to keep going onto the stage and resurrecting it like necromancers. We're
Theater is much more similar to music than those two things are more similar to each other than anything else.
because
Broadway, for example.
you're doing it live.
Well, I was just going to say, being mindful of time, because I know you got a heart out today.
Yeah,
so
20 more
we're,
minutes.
I got a couple more questions for you guys. You guys
Sure.
are more than welcome to come back anytime. We got
Yeah.
most of the history and everything down with the band. Couple things. I do want to know real quick about, like, the writing process. I know you guys said you just get in the room and start jamming.
I mean, we record everything, review things. We have a shared Dropbox,
Okay.
Which is like an online secure private cloud. I pay a small monthly fee to have 2 terabytes, so I even back up my personal photos on it and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
But we share an account where we can all listen to the same
Whatever you drop.
files, and we
Yeah.
can make notes about them and talk about it in each other with, like, in the thread. So
Okay.
that's been especially valuable since Nick moved to the east side of the state with his to have his family now. He's got a newborn from October.
Okay.
So
Sure. So what is the show process looking like coming into 2026? Obviously, you did the Hoist Fest with him living on the other side of the state, 6 bands. I know that's probably not the easiest schedule to dictate, but how do you stay relevant? What shows you got coming up? What does that look like as far as booking shows and those kind of things?
We're just booking our asses off right now and we're just trying to get our name out there and contact venues and stuff like that. But
go to cities away from Grand
yeah,
Rapids.
we want to play outside Grand Rapids right
Okay.
now.
You gotta.
So if you got a house show out there, a house venue out
Yes.
there, we love basement shows. Everything goes.
Yep.
We're all people friendly.
We're adults.
We're adults.
Yep.
We pay our taxes.
Yep.
We don't have any criminal
Have you guys
offenses.
played at the Jolly Llama in Lansing?
No, I've heard about it.
Let's go.
Basement show. That was fun. We played there last year, man. It was
Okay.
a fucking blast.
Great.
It was great.
Yep. So hit us up
yeah.
if anybody has a show that wants us to jump on. We'll
Okay.
you know, at least entertain the thought.
Absolutely.
Doing the nasty thing of trying to book, but we're trying to write the next thing too.
Okay.
So,
So that was my other
Good point.
question.
Yep.
What's,
Double duty.
what's next for you guys, I guess, because that's where we're at right now. I got to summarize it just for time's sake,
Yep.
but like I said, we'll have you back on again for sure.
We joke about an EP. I shouldn't say joke, but we've been talking about getting an EP together, a handful of songs. Not because I think we just take too much time to get another album out like Wet Work. So we'd like to get a few songs together, and Nick will have more time to be on our side of the state and to hit the practice space up.
Yeah, we gave him a 6-month, sort of new dad clearance to get settled in and, make sure the baby survives and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, legitimately, these are real
absolutely.
concerns.
No.
Yep.
But now that summer is approaching, you guys know, usually January to March are difficult months for any band.
Yeah, absolutely.
do
It's the
anything.
dead of winter.
Yeah.
It's deep snow.
Yeah.
Some people run seasonal jobs, so they're either completely busy or completely bored.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nasty time of year. It's where you have to do all your book work.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a good time to write.
Right,
And not-
recording, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
Even
so
though you
good.
guys have stated you do it in the room, it
Yeah.
doesn't hurt to sit back and jam and bring some things to the table. I mean, why come
it's-
unprepared if,
Yeah.
if you can, right?
Yeah,
in
a lot of
advance?
times we'll just get together and throw down some riffs for an hour, and then
What is-
listen back to it and say, "This is interesting. This is interesting." Dump that.
So you guys are kind of in a new phase where Nick's moved. What does the practice situation look like now?
we just play at my house, and hopefully he can get over more in the summer.
So the three of you for now.
Yep.
And then when
Yep.
Nick's more settled,
Yep.
then he can make those drives. Would you guys talk about a routine every other week?
No,
Not,
no,
not
no
yet.
such thing as
Okay.
a routine. If you settle into routines, those can get blown up, and that can cause some
They
discouragement.
can get frustrating
Yeah,
because it's like an obligation where you're like, God damn it.
I've had that in some other bands.
yeah, and
where
then
it
you
was a
cancel,
problem.
and then it's like, well, who's being bad guy? Cancel.
You got to
Like,
spice it up once in a while.
If we want
Fishnets,
to play, we're going to reach out and
lipstick
play. If we can't or won't or don't
Yep.
want to, then that's all fine and good too.
Yep,
So
I've
So
been
it's
the
a week by week basis. Then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I try to. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been the bad guy that cancels because I have my own business and it's busy in the summer.
Okay.
So
Yeah, fair.
so
enough.
really, no band has every Monday or whatever. It's just
Gotcha.
week to week. See
Yeah.
what people can do.
It sounds like you guys are doing all the other things correct to stay on top of your music to where getting together isn't the most dire or necessary thing. It's in the cloud.
That's true.
You're
We
at
have
home,
the
practice.
content right now.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we're all super skilled. That's the other thing we're talking about. Like,
Yeah, I
we can
mean,
do whatever we want.
Put
We're-
the hours in before.
I mean,
yeah.
we
Yeah.
feel like people have talked to us that have known us for a long time. At the beginning of this band, they would even call it a super group sometimes, just because they're like, my drummer Derek from Charles the Osprey, he says that I'm the worst member of the band.
Yeah.
And that's to joke that like I'm so good that these other dudes are even better than me, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. I like being in the background.
It
Like
took
I love
us three
featuring James, Nick,
to say that he
Matt.
sucks.
I want them in front.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I want to be complimentary.
Yeah,
you know.
sure.
We're all energy matchers. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all energy matchers, and the same thing. We go into every show thinking that too. So we challenge the crowd at the same time, playfully though.
Yeah,
Like
sure. Well, is there anything we missed that you'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Fedaykin today? Like I said, I have you guys on. We could go longer and longer. We could sit here for 5 hours and talk about music.
Absolutely.
That's how it always goes. Nick does have kind of a hard out today, so I
We're
do
down
want
to the one car.
Yeah, I do want to get him out of here today. That's why we're.
Do you have to go with him?
No.
No.
You guys can stay and kick it as we tend
No,
to do.
I got shit to do today.
You got
too,
shit
so
to
He's
do.
kicking you out.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm not kicking you out.
But we're not doing this interview
the
anymore.
dishes are done, man.
After 2 hours, people are like, "Yeah, I'm good anyway."
Yeah, that's
so.
fine. That's fine.
I guess the last thing I wanted to ask is just the artwork's medium. Is this a photograph? Can you speak a little bit more on the medium of it or the artist's
That's-
name again
so-
one more time?
It was gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head, and I'm horrible for it.
I mean,
It's from like an artist
Art grab.
marketplace.
Okay.
Nick was big on our art selection, and
it's great art.
yeah.
It's definitely not AI.
No, it's not AI. I think it was digitally composed, but and I think there's roots in photographs. I don't think it's pure photograph.
Right.
So
It does kind of look like a photograph.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
have asked if it's a real photograph.
Yeah,
and
I'm
like,
not sure. I mean, there may be
Yeah.
base of it that's a photograph. The light is especially feels photography,
Yeah, with the lighting.
But then
and
there's
stuff.
other elements that look
Yeah.
like this could have just been Photoshopped.
Kinda
my wife and I
staged
up
or
in
something
Copper
like that.
Harbor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
but the composition is awesome.
Yeah.
Like that rock is foreboding. The light, the trees.
I love how it's
every
dark
element.
and light, but it's more dark, and that's moonlight and not sunlight, obviously,
Yeah.
because
Or is
everything
it?
else is dark.
Yeah.
or it could be a really dark forest with some
spotlight?
sunlight coming through.
or
Yeah.
a big ass light. Yeah, a little light.
UFO.
Right, yeah.
Do you feel safe around them or don't you?
Taylor Hales
Yeah.
coming down
I love
from the
color.
heavens to mix your record.
So possible EP coming in 2026.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Early
Yeah.
2027,
Early,
maybe?
yeah, 2027. Let's say
Loose
2027.
commitment on the
Yeah.
2026, early 27, maybe.
We
four.
consider ourselves due. We're
Okay.
due.
You got
I do
5
too. I'm
songs
glad you
ready
said it.
now.
I bet we would pretty fast if we
Yeah.
just get together.
You got
This
any
summer
new
we
one-
will.
New ones we're playing live that were not on the record.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
Okay.
what really needs to happen is we just have like a weekend together and like
Yep.
vacation, like just meet up on Friday, play Friday night, all of Saturday, a little bit of Sunday, and
Yep.
then I guarantee that session will produce at least 5 songs.
Yeah, like 5 songs. Yeah,
Like,
That's
the
cool.
basis of 5 songs.
Yeah,
They'll all
absolutely.
get refined
Yeah,
over time,
details and
but the
the
bulk of the
combing
work
out.
will come from that.
I'm excited for anything next from you guys. This is a great album, and
Thanks, guys.
I have to agree that you are due just based on a 2-year cycle.
Yeah, we're definitely due.
Sort of
Yeah.
thing, and you're kind of pushing past 2 years, and this is a great one to still continue to push. Like you guys are trying to get known, and it's a great first step as a band to have this album out. I love the artwork, I love the songs, I love the tones and the productions. Everything about this is great. I'm just every time I get something great in my hand, I'm like, what's next? I'm that greedy fan. I want the next thing. I want the shirt. I want I want the new EP too. So really good stuff. You guys are on your way. I love it.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. So
We worked really hard on this. We're happy to hear that people like it.
dude, it's great.
It is good. It's
So
really good.
with that being said, Fedaykin, thank you guys for your time today. Thanks for coming out.
Thank
and seeing
you.
Thank
us.
you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome back anytime, and keep it metal. Much love to y'all. Peace.
Hail yourselves.
Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.